Good day and welcome back. If you are looking for political theater in Washington, you no longer need a ticket to the Kennedy Center. These days, some of the most dramatic performances are happening right inside the Senate Judiciary Committee, and today's hearing with FBI Director Kash Patel was a prime example. Before we go any further, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you do not miss our ongoing coverage of these high-stakes hearings and the real consequences behind them.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have to say, it used to be that to see theater, you had to go to the Kennedy Center. Now, apparently, you need only go to the Senate Judiciary Committee and see our Senate Democrats berating the director of the FBI, which, okay, it's not, partisan politics is not new in the United States Congress. But what is remarkable is what Senator Booker was berating Director Patel about. He wasn't berating him for failing to do his job, but rather he was furious for Director Patel for successfully doing his job. For 4 years, the Democrats under Joe Biden had an open border that undermined the safety of every single American. They allowed 12 million illegal aliens to come into this country to invade this country, and every single day Americans were murdered, women were raped, children were assaulted by violent criminals that Democrats released. Now, Director Patel, I found Senator Booker's questioning really bizarre. He asked you, have you reassigned FBI agents from human trafficking to immigration issues? Director Patel, are the Mexican cartels that are bringing people illegally into this country engaged in human trafficking?
Yes, sir.
What the hell does it mean to reassign someone from human trafficking to immigration? The greatest human trafficking in the world has been over the last 4 years at our southern border. It is modern-day slavery that the Democrats still defend. They still defend those open borders. Mr. Patel, he also said, did you reassign FBI agents from protecting children to immigration? How many children have you found that were victimized by the open borders of the previous administration?
4,700.
4,700. And yet, oddly, I don't hear a Democrat here saying, gosh, thanks for protecting those kids.
35% increase year to date last year.
All right, I want to shift topic.
What stood out in this exchange was not just the sharp tone, but the substance of the criticism. Senator Cory Booker did not accuse Director Patel of failing in his duties. Instead, the frustration was aimed at the fact that the FBI under Patel was doing its job and doing it aggressively. That is an important distinction, and it tells us a lot about how deeply divided Washington remains on the issue of border enforcement and public safety. If you value breakdowns that go beyond the soundbites, go ahead and subscribe now so you can stay informed. To understand why this moment matters, we need to step back. For years, immigration enforcement has been treated as a political issue first and a law enforcement issue second. During the Biden administration, border encounters reached historic highs, with millions of migrants entering the country, many released into the interior while awaiting hearings that could take years. Law enforcement agencies repeatedly warned that overwhelmed systems make it easier for criminal networks to operate in the shadows. That context is essential, and it is often missing from the headlines. Subscribe to the channel so we can keep filling in those gaps. During the hearing, Senator Booker pressed Director Patel on whether FBI agents were being reassigned from human trafficking investigations to immigration-related enforcement. On the surface, that question may sound reasonable, but when you look closer, it reveals a misunderstanding or perhaps a deliberate reframing of how these crimes actually work. Human trafficking and illegal immigration are not separate lanes, they are deeply intertwined. Director Patel's response cut straight to reality. The same criminal organizations smuggling migrants across the border are often the ones exploiting them. Victims are forced to work, trafficked into sex labor, or held until ransoms are paid. Calling that an immigration issue instead of a human trafficking issue does not change the crime, it only changes the politics around it. That distinction matters. If you want more clarity instead of confusion, make sure you are subscribed.